game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Bucs fans were there too. The Bucs.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna is hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like you got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell is everybody? Welcome into another great edition of the Buccateers podcast. We got a very special guest today. We're going to waste no time today because the man, the myth, the legend himself, former Southern Miss standout and current rookie of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, rookie wide receiver Latrell Jones is kind enough to join the show here for a little bit on this hump day, on this Wednesday. Latrell, we appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much for joining. How the hell are you?
Pretty good, man. Came back down here to Mississippi about a couple of days ago to see my family, enjoy my little family, and see my old friends and stuff.
Yeah, you're back in Mississippi, and that's where you're from. You went to high school there. You went to college out in Southern Miss, and now you're acclimated to the 813. We're very excited to have you in Tampa. You were a baseball guy, a football guy, and now you made it to the home base, the NFL, my friend. Mini camps are done with. Training camp is straight ahead in the near future. How is the mini camps went, and how is kind of the training camp preparation going? I know it's your off time right now, but let's be honest. For a guy like yourself, there's probably not too much of an off time. You're probably always grinding.
Yeah, for sure. You said like how the mini camp and stuff was going?
Yeah, how's all that go? How was the mini camps in June? And then are you looking forward to training camp? Only a couple of weeks away now. The off season's kind of flying by. So just kind of give us your synopsis on how the off season has went to this point.
It went good. It went good. Pretty much good. Like I was just there trying to get the offense down pat. Coming from Southern Miss is different. Like going to the NFL, way different. So try to study my plays, do everything the right way, and just try to get better and do everything I can do to for the team and let them know that I'm there to help.
Yeah, and it's an exciting offense for the Buccaneers. They do have a new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen. I know you probably haven't had too much time with them yet, but another year, another offensive coordinator. Third offensive coordinator in 3 years now for the Buccaneers. And how has Liam been in your short time around him? He seems like a great mind offensively at the very least. Kentucky, he was a shining star. With the Rams, he was very intelligent as well. And now he's in the 813 with the Bucs. How was it kind of getting acclimated with Coach Cohen and those guys?
It was great, man. It's really great. Coming from a college here in Mississippi and getting an opportunity to come up to the NFL and be around everybody like that. It's a great opportunity, and I'm still learning how everything works, but it's getting there.
Yeah, and you had a cool college career. Just want to talk about that quickly. You started at a community college, actually. You were a 4-star football player, recruit in high school, 1-star for baseball. Then you ended up at Pearl River Community College in Poplarville, Mississippi. You led the team in receptions there in 20 and 21. That's 2020 and 2021. Then you made your way to Southern Miss. And in 2022, you blocked a punt versus University Louisiana Monroe to help win that game. 2023, you were very effective, second in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and receiving yard average. And then you guys won the Lending Tree Bowl as well in 2022. against Rice. Just give us an idea on how exciting that college journey was. You went from a community college to Southern Miss, winning a bowl game, and now you find yourself in the NFL.
Yeah, I could say coming from the junior college and coming to Southern Miss is like close to my home. So knowing that I came to a school where I can go home and see my family, and my family can come see me play. And again, like when I came to Southern Miss, my receiver coach is from Taylorsville, where I'm from.
Mm.
So having the opportunity to like have somebody that know where you're from to coach you and help you, like not only in football but outside of football, is great. And man, Southern Miss is a great school. They have great coaches, and the fan base is great. The people around them is great. Just like Tampa Bay, like everybody is great and good. Like the fan base, everybody. So it's like coming there and was a great opportunity for me, I feel.
Yeah, and I do got to ask before we let J-Lo tap in here and get a question. Obviously, you were teammates in Southern Miss with Frank Gore Jr. I remember watching you guys closely in 2022. I think you guys had a quarterback rotation by committee that season, if my mind remembers correctly. I remember Frank Gore Jr. under center a little bit. Just give us an idea of how it was playing with Frank Gore Jr., his dad, obviously tremendous in the NFL. And have you ever been honored enough to meet the great Frank Gore, the legendary Frank Gore, that is?
Oh, yeah, I met him a couple times. Came to the game. I met him at graduation. Yeah, I met him a couple times. And on Frank Gore, like Frank Gore play anything. You can put him at defense. He gonna tackle. He gonna catch a pick. He could do anything. Like to have somebody like that on your team is great.
Yeah, you really need one of those jack of all trades there, which he was, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
J-Lo, my man, how we doing? You're a little quiet. Feel free to tap in.
What's up,
No,
J-Lo?
thank you, Tones. Latrell, thank you for coming on, brother. Like I said, we'd love to have you on, man. Like I said, it's great to be a Buccaneer. Great organization. You got a great fan base backing you up, man. I'm telling you, you're in the right place at the right time. So tell me, when you first went to the building during mini camp, what was the first player, coach, or anything that caught your eye when you first walked into the building during mini camp?
Okay, when I first got there, my flight was delayed 3 or 4 times. So I really I got there really late. So I missed the meetings and stuff. Like the first day, I missed the meetings because my flight was delayed. So I got there late. So when I first got there, and I was we had to go to the training room to do stuff. So I really met the trainers and all that until the next day. Let me see. It really just the rookie. So I just was talking to all the rookies and all that. It was seeing where everybody from and all that. Really.
Yeah, planes, trains, and automobiles. Never an easy thing, especially for an NFL player, I could imagine, as we are live right now for a little bit longer with the great Latrell Jones, former Southern Mississippi standout in college, now rookie wide receiver on your Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 813. And Latrell, you're in good hands, my friend. You got a wide receiver room with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Sterling Shepard, and now the Bucs have a pretty good history of bringing on undrafted free agent wide receivers to the active roster as well. Rakim Jarrett last season, our guy Kalen Geiger, friend of the show's a couple years back. Devin Tompkins is undrafted as well. So we know Todd Bowles, we know Jason Light loves their rookies. It doesn't matter what round or where they come from. Kind of give us your glimpse on, hey, I'm in a wide receiver room with future Hall of Famer Mike Evans, Pro Bowler Chris Godwin, very good veteran Sterling Shepard. I'm in a pretty good spot here in Tampa.
Yeah, man. Every day I try to learn something, and it's crazy to be in a room with them, coming from where I'm from. I always want to meet them, and I sit in a meeting room sometimes. Dang, man, I'm really in here with Mike Evans, Chris Goodman, and stuff like that. So really, I just try to take everything. I watch them, try to learn everything, and try to get better.
Speaking of learning, speaking of getting better, growing up, obviously sport's a big part of your life. You were a baseball player, a football player. You could do it all. Favorite NFL guy to watch growing up? Not necessarily even a wide receiver, but if you had to pick one NFL player to model your game after, who may that be? And kind of a double-ended question here. Pops text in the program. Thank you, Pops. He goes, what was his biggest game in memory in college? So kind of give us one guy you modeled your career after, and then give us a good college memory that comes to the top of your head.
Man, growing up, I watched Julio Jones. Like
Julio.
Julio is like my favorite player. That's who I watch, and like that's just him. Like I always want to like play like him, and like it's just Julio. Just
He's a
something
Buck
about it.
killer, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, he
And
was a
then
buck for a hop, skip, and a jump,
Yes.
but
And he
I
played,
hate
and
playing
he,
against him.
yeah, and he wore 85, so it's crazy that I got 85. I'm like, it's crazy.
is that why you picked 85?
Well, I didn't pick it, but I'm happy
Hey,
for him.
that's even better.
Yeah, and I say Texas State. I mean, we didn't win, but I had like 100-some yards, my first 100-yard game, and yeah, we didn't win, but I did. I had like 100-some yards, so that was my best game.
And you could do it all. As we know, in 2022, my friend, you blocked a punt against ULM to help win the game. That was awesome. I watched that video earlier, actually. I'm like, that's our guy Latrell out there blocking punts. Give us an example of what went through your head when you were making that play. As a wide receiver, special teams ain't easy for everybody. It seems like that's a very good secondary battlefield for you, special teams.
Yes, love special team, man. Love special team. Okay, like the whole week we've been practicing that play, and during the game, coach called it. We needed a block punt, and I was like, I didn't really know that I was gonna block the punt, but I was like, I got to. So he said hit, like the punter said hit. I just seen the open lane, and I seen the punter, and I said, oh my gosh, I'm finna block this punt. And man, I really like closed my eyes when I blocked it. I ain't really like look. I really closed my eyes and I blocked it, and it was like crazy.
Yeah, that's like hitting a game-winning buzzer beater or something along those lines type of excitement. I played a little bit back in the day, and my biggest thing on special teams was just being the damn long snapper. I couldn't imagine blocking a punt. That's just incredible. As we are here with Bucs rookie wide receiver Latrell Jones, or I should say former baseball player Latrell Jones as well. And Latrell, if the sports crossed over at all, how has baseball kind of helped you in the world of football, if it has at all, or what ultimately made you pick football over baseball? Because sports are tough. They couldn't have been an easy choice. Or was it?
Yeah, man, baseball really ain't no easy. It's not an easy sport now. Because me, when I was playing baseball, I was really a base runner. So I use my speed. Like, every time I get on base, I'm stealing bases. So, like, and like where I come from is in Taylorsville, we had like Billy Hamilton. So watching him, and I always like wanted to play baseball. So I went out there just running bases, having fun, really.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that Billy Hamilton's one of these veterans. Seems like he was just a rookie yesterday in the damn MLB. And, on the Reds, he had such a great stolen bases career at the least. If the guy could have just learned how to hit a little more, he'd have a very, very long career. But he was incredible, man. Fastest guy I've ever seen, hands down. And then he played a little bit here in Chicago on the White Sox as well. So real cool story there. Billy Hamilton, speedster. You can't beat being fast on the bases. And speaking of bases, Baker Mayfield is a guy who touches all his bases. He makes sure to have the guys in line on game day. He makes sure to have his own ass in line on game day. And he's had quite the journey as well. Perseverance on his end, never given up. Bet on himself last year, earned that big contract, and became the leader in the 813, the leader of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How is it playing with Baker, at least talking to him to this point and kind of getting to know the great Baker Mayfield? And BB King is a great one. Next block punt by a Buck will be the first since our first Super Bowl. Fact. So that's a good point. But yeah, how is it playing with the man himself, the Bake King, Baker Mayfield?
Man, it's great. That's another person I like. I grew up watching. Well, I ain't that much younger than him, but I like watched them and stuff like that, and like being out there and just seeing the people that I seen on TV, like it's crazy. And I actually caught a couple balls from him. Like it be with me like the whole day. I'm like, really, I really just caught a ball from Baker. So it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, and you even have a great backup room there with guys like Kyle Trask and John Wolford
Yeah.
as
I was gonna say,
well. J-Lo? I think J-Lo might
no,
have
can you hear?
froze up. You froze up a
I
little
think.
bit, J-Lo. What were you going to say?
Not saying, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I was picking off what JC was saying. Coach McClendon, who came from the University of Georgia, won a couple of national championships. What's it like with him? What's it been like? When you first got in the building, meeting Coach McClendon, who I got a lot of respect for, who I feel can take not just you, but all the other receivers in the room to another game.
Man, he's a great coach, and he tell us like it is, keep it real with us, and I'm learning a lot, really, a lot from him, and how you break it down and help us, and it's great to be in that room. I can say that it's an honor to be in that room. It's an honor for him to have me there, even sitting in the room with him.
So when you first met Mike Evans, if you had a conversation with him or anything when you first went in the building, when he showed up to minicamp, what do you feel about him? He's been a great
Yeah,
mentor, everything to the city of Tampa. We all love him here. We're glad he's back. Tell me what you feel about Mike Evans, honestly.
he's a great player. He willing to help. He willing to help the rookies, and I think one time I had a conversation with him. I was like the plays, talking about like the plays and stuff like that, the playbook and stuff like that. He was just telling me to keep going and keep studying and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He's a
now
great
we
person to be around.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, Mike Evans, great role model. Chris Godwin, great role model. We are with a great future role model here as well. Latrell Jones for a couple more minutes. And Latrell, before you bounce out of here, I do want to ask you one thing. As an undrafted free agent, you do have your options, your choices, and that's what beats being a UDFA over a fifth, sixth, seventh round pick, perhaps, because you
Yeah.
do have your plethora of options and pools to jump in. Was it always the Bucs for you? You don't have to tell us if it wasn't, but did you have another option kind of potentially hanging out there, or were you like, man, I want to be a Buck, and then it kind of just happened?
Man, straight to the Bucs, man. And I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to be there.
Yeah, and we're happy to
So
have you
so
as
for
well,
me,
man.
go Bucs.
Yeah, absolutely, Latrell. And before you get out of here, I know you got to run. One last question for you from me, and then J-Lo, if you have one last one. But Latrell, 813, I know you haven't been in Tampa for a long time yet, but have you had any good food spots down there yet? If you had any good munch opportunities in the Bay yet?
Well, I haven't really been anywhere. I've been, you know what I'm saying, just trying to stick to football. But only thing that I ate was I think Outback, Outback wing. That's the only thing I have, and it's like way different from like down here in Mississippi. They're like, I think I done went about 20 times already. That's
That's
the only
great.
thing that I ate so far.
Hey, that ain't a
So you're,
problem.
so, so you're a wing guy. You like wings.
Oh yeah, I love wings and pizza.
Okay. He's in good shape. He's in the right place. My man. I
Yes,
love it.
sir.
Latrell, you can't go wrong with wings or pizza, my friend. If you have some time, I know you will have some time down the road. You're a little busy right now. You're a little tied up with some things, Latrell. But when you have time to try some wings, go to Wing House, try their wings out. First off, beautiful ladies working there, but that's all things aside. Secondly, some really good wings there and some game day deals. And sometimes they even have Buccaneers players there signing autographs and whatnot as well. I know Yaya Diaby was there last year, making headways, signing autographs. So you never know. Latrell might be the next great Buck to be signing autographs at Wing House or just munching on some wings at Wing
Yes,
House.
sir.
But Latrell, It was awesome to have you, my man. I know how busy you are. Real quick before you log off, if you want to take the platform to tell people where they can keep up with you on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you call it, or Instagram, either one, to keep up with you on social and to follow your 813 Buccaneers journey.
I would definitely be on Twitter a lot. So I think I have my Twitter like Latrell Jones, and I would
Yep,
definitely
you're
be on Twitter
Latrell
a lot.
Jones 1 over there, so you could be followed by Latrell Jones 1. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. I mostly be on Twitter. I don't do like sometimes I do Instagram, but not a lot. I try to be on Twitter a lot though.
Well, with all the new things changing nowadays and social media too, it's just hard keeping up with things, man. I mean, Twitter changes its name, Instagram, you could be verified now. It's like, what the hell's going on
Yeah,
in the world of social media here in 2024? But Latrell, we know how busy you are, and we do very much so appreciate your precious time. We know you're in off period right now. You do have a couple off weeks to enjoy yourself with friends, with family, and kind of just relax a little bit before it's pedal to the metal from July to February. We're saying February because you guys will be hoisting that Lombardi at the end of the season. We know that. And Latrell, best of luck to you, my man. We know you're going to do great things out there. We know you're going to
yes,
kill it
sir.
through the preseason, through the regular season, and so much more, my friend. Don't be a stranger. We'd love you back anytime. And you just be safe and take care out there. We know how things could be.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me again.
Yeah, Latrell, you were the man. We appreciate you, my friend.
Absolutely,
Hey,
bro. Thank you again.
go eat some good wings or something now, my man.
Got
Don't be
you.
afraid to eat good,
I,
man. That's for sure.
I, I, I got one thing to say to him before he goes off the trail. When you're back in Tampa, check out the press box. It's one of the most popular spots, and they
Press
got great
box.
wings over there. If you really like wings, like you tell me. And one more thing I do want to say, Latrell, I was watching your highlights yesterday. My teenage daughter walked in on me, and she was like, "Is that Sonic there? You know, just out running, just breaking tackles." So I just want to throw that out there for you. Go away, brother. So, like I said, I'm rooting for you, man. I'll be looking out for you at training camp.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. And
Yeah,
y'all can send me some places to eat in my on my Twitter.
yeah.
Okay, I
Yes,
Well,
got you.
sir. Yes, sir.
we had CJ Brewer on, Bucs D lineman, and we had our guy Tyreek Funderburk on. We were telling him all types of places. So we'll send you some great places as well. If you're looking for fancy, go to Charlie's Steakhouse. If you're looking for some healthier options, Chicken Salad Chick is a great place. But we'll make sure, Columbia for Cuban sandwiches or bricados. We got all the recommend. You can tell I eat well, my friend. So we definitely got you, Latrell.
Gotcha. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Take
you
care,
are the
brother.
man, Latrell. You have a great hump day. Have a great Wednesday, my man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again.
Go
That's a
Bucks.
great. Yeah,
Go
go
Bucks,
Bucks,
baby.
baby. Fire the
I
damn
love
cannons.
it. Go Bucks.
When
I
you're
like y'all.
hoisting that ball after a touchdown this year, we all know we called it here first. And I'd love to get a Latrell Jones jersey up here one day, so we'll make that happen as
Yes,
well.
sir. Yes, sir.
Latrell, thanks so much, brother. Enjoy your hump day.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
That is Bucs rookie wide receiver, the great Latrell Jones from Southern Miss. J-Lo, that was a lot of fun. He seems like a guy who's focused, lasered in on learning this offense, taking his opportunities and running with it, and also a very good guy. These guys are busy. As we know with CJ, as we know with Tyreek, these are guys who are pressed on time. Latrell told me, hey, I only got a couple minutes. Look at him. He's on here for 25, chatting it up with us, J-Lo. So beautiful stuff there. Honestly, a lot of fun with our guy right there. I mean, I had a blast. 25 minutes felt like 2 seconds with Latrell.
No, I mean, he's very humble, very relaxed, and he's in the right place. I mean, he's going to a receiver group between Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Trey Palmer, who already has a year experience. He's coming into a great environment in general. He's got a great receivers coach in Brian McClendon, who I like a lot coming out of Georgia. I think he's going to be great at his position. And of course, Liam Cohen. I mean, Liam Cohen is going to get him involved in the preseason and training camp. I mean, this guy could potentially sneak in there and maybe get that last receiver spot. You never know. It's all about competition, and where his mind is at, I can tell he's ready to go out there, compete, work his butt off, get on the roster. maybe even be a punter and kick return. I watch his highlight tape. The guy is legit. He's a good receiver for one thing, and second of all, a good personality. I can already tell just by chopping it up with him for 20 minutes. You can tell what kind of personality he's looking at.
Yeah, he is a great looking fella in the field. Off the field, he's a very good gentleman as well. He's done a lot to get to where he is today. And what a cool story. I mean, you spend your life growing up in one place. You go to Taylorsville High School in Mississippi. Then you head on over to a community college in Poplarville, Mississippi. Then you end up at Southern Miss. J-Lo, that takes a lot of character and dignity to go to different surroundings and climb your way to a place like Tampa Bay. After spending all your time in one area, you're making your way to another. That can't be easy for anyone, but after talking to Latrell, I'm confident he could do it very well, and he'll transition very smoothly from Mississippi to Tampa. That he ain't no joke.
Well, number one, playing two sports and making decisions already tough enough. Then you go get education at community college. You go to Southern Miss, and mind you, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Brett Favre go there too? I mean,
Yep.
he went to a college, got education, went out there and balled out the best of his ability, and now he's on the Bucs roster. Got a chance to maybe make a roster spot or put a name out there for another team to watch out for him. And let me tell you, I watched his highlight tape. The man's quick. He's everything you want. You get the ball to him quickly. He will break tackles, make men miss. You just gotta, give him the opportunity, and that's why during training camp, if I can make it out there, I'm looking forward to watching him. Or in the preseason, when his number is called, I'm hoping he balls out and shows his abilities where I think he could be a legit roster spot. So hats off to the man for not only the sign of football, but going to get education from a small school to I think a recognizable school, if you ask me, at Southern Miss. And now he's doing what he wants to do, the love of game, go out there and make the football team and show his abilities. And I believe in him.
I believe in Latrell. I believe in Latrell. No, but J-Lo, for real. I mean, that was our third player on. Everyone's been a treat, from Tyreek to CJ to now Latrell. Everybody's been everything I could ask for and so much more. Really awesome appearances all around, J-Lo. But what I will say, what I liked about Latrell, he just very nice, man. Very back and forth and very good head on his shoulders. And I will say, J-Lo, if we ever get in trouble talking this football stuff, I think we have a spot in the Food Game podcast. I mean, hey, just like that, another player on and more food recommendations on the way.
I mean, you can't go wrong with food, man. I mean, it doesn't judge you, but fills your needs, I mean, he loves wings. I mean, who doesn't love wings? I mean, the fact that he said wings first, I'm like, oh, I'm your guy. We got you. There's so many spots you can go to in Tampa to find wings. I mean, I came from to a franchise to a Pop and Sons type place to go get wings. So, that's what's up, man. I mean, he's just overall, down to earth, and he'll tell you how he feels, and I like that about him.
Yeah, and he was a state champ as a junior at his community college. He had 41 receptions for 925 yards. That's almost averaging that's averaging an absurd amount. That's over 20 yards a clip receiving wise with 11 touchdowns. And then he goes to Southern Miss. Next thing you know, he's blocking punts to win games and winning bowl games, a London Tree Bowl. I wanted to ask him about that. Next time we have him back on, we'll ask him about his bowl game victory in the London Tree Bowl. But J-Lo, just a guy who's always found not only production offensively, not only production special teams wise, but here he is, a high school champion, a city champ, and then a bowl game champion in college. So this guy just knows how to win, or at least be around a winning franchise.
He's climbed the ladder. He's climbed the ladder from one point to another, and he's got a championship under his belt. And the fact that he played baseball, between football, that's a hard decision. You and I both know, when it comes to financial reasons, baseball, they show out on money. but he chose football. That's what he felt like he was going to be good at, and at the end of the day, I mean, this young man has a chance. This young man has a chance to go out there, whether it's with the Bucs, which I'm praying for and hope for. I think he can do it, or he'll go somewhere else and ball out wherever. I mean, you can tell that he's got a lot under his belt. He's like I said, he's a champion in community college, goes to Southern Miss, and now
Wins a
he's
bowl
playing for
game.
and win the bowl game. He plays for the Bucs. I mean, you can go undrafted. It doesn't matter. Drafted, undrafted. You and I both know, or any other football fan knows, in this business, you can succeed whether you're drafted or not. At the end of the day, you go out there, you give it your best, and you just focus on the game. And the fact that he's in the receiving room with the people we all love, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, as mentors, you can't ask anything better. You can't.
And we do want to shout out the great chat tonight we've gotten so far. BB King, Cleve and Me, the great Joey Nips, the Cleve and Me, JC Allen, awesome stuff. As Joey asked, what is one thing you like to do in your free time that has nothing to do with football? We did kind of ask him that at the beginning, and he kind of just said he likes hanging with family in his downtime, friends in his downtime in the Mississippi area. And we did ask him 813 activities. He said he's not really too sure yet because the time he was there, his damn flight got delayed and delayed.
What flight company was that? Like, they should be giving him a refund or free flights. I mean,
oh, geez. But we did get some great questions tonight from Joey, from JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. Olivia was in the chat, and we're not done here yet on the Buccateers. We'll be around for 12 to 15 more minutes as we did really just plan on bringing you guys the Latrell interview, but now we're going to hang out here a little bit as well. Not too much longer, but J-Lo Tampa Tones taking you 12 to 15 more minutes here on the Buccateers. And J-Lo, we're joined by El Monito on Facebook, David Ferrara on Facebook, Andrew Hernandez. So we got a good Facebook group. We do miss our guy Gene from Buck What You Heard, member of the Buccateers as well tonight. He's out traveling on business. He says to wish everybody good wishes and how is everybody doing. Also down but not out tonight, Stunna.
Except Emily.
Yeah, Emily, he did say, if you are watching, Emily, he did say,
I mean, I don't see Emily in the chat. I mean, she's picking at him. So where's she at tonight?
Well, maybe since Jean's off, she decided she doesn't need to contribute. She doesn't need to, come at Jean and all that. But J-Lo, we've had a really good week. We've had an incredible month. We've had on Tyreek Funderburk. We had on CJ Brewer. We've had on Latrell Jones. Now, and speaking of me, I'm not trying to say I'm good luck with undrafted free agents, J-Lo, but here's my history. Here's my background. The year the Bucs won the Super Bowl in 2020, that offseason, before the season started, before training camp started, I interviewed, before minicamp started, this was right after UDFA signed in 2020, I had the great Nick Leverett on, and he was great. Look at him. 4 or 5 years later, one ring later, playoff games later, he had a great year, a great career with the Bucs. Then I had on Javon Hagan, former safety with the Bucs, who played in the playoffs and the Super Bowl. That's incredible stuff right there. He got a ring with the Bucs. That year we had on Josh Pearson. He never made the active roster, but he was on the practice squad for the entirety of the season. He got a ring with the Bucs. 1 year later, who do we have on? Kalen Geiger. And what does Kalen Geiger do? He goes on and has a really good year with the Bucs, rookie year, 2022. He was up and down off the active roster, but the guy got to play with Tom Brady. The guy got to catch passes from Tom Brady. That's pretty incredible. And then what happens? Then what does he do? He goes on and lasts the entire season on the Bucs, then with the Bucs for the next preseason. Long story short, now here we are, J-Lo. Couple of UDFAs on our show this season as well, and these guys are looking to make a good impact. Look at CJ Brewer. He was a UDFA. He had an impactful season with Buffalo. Now he's on the Bucs. I guess what I'm trying to say is, J-Lo, no matter where these guys come from, no matter their backgrounds, the Buccaneers do an incredible job at utilizing the most out of these guys, at squeezing every drop out of the lemon they could, getting all the juice they could I think Latrell Jones and Tyreek Thunderberg, both of our friends of the program, have very good chances of not only being on the practice squad, maybe making the roster, but making impact plays as well.
Well, you gotta remember, Todd Bowles, he praised Tyler Thunderberg, I think after like minicamp, didn't he? Didn't he bring up his name in the press conference saying that, he was impressive or he impressed him the most, out of some of the group? I think he's got a good shot. And then I think, as far as anybody, there's Emily. Hey, Emily. But anyway, long story short, I mean, that's Jason Licht's territory. He loves picking up these, undrafted free agents that probably didn't look that good enough, and they show out. I mean, look at the nickel corner we had last year. I mean, maybe he wasn't all pro, but the man made plays, and he was
Merriweather made plays as well. Backup
Merriweather
safety.
as well. I mean, at the end of the day, they got a chance. The fact is, they're on the roster. They got a chance to go to training camp, go show out, ball out, show all the best of your abilities, and you never know what could happen. I mean, for all we know, one of these players we have on here could be really mentioned big time, and as far as the news, depending on, because injuries happen. Injuries happen. You and I both know that, especially in the cornerback room. Funderburg could end up being our starting corner or being a special teamer like Josh Hayes, go in there and just, block a punt and make a tackle. I mean, they can contribute anywhere. Latrell Jones, he's in a room where he can go out there because injuries happen, and maybe he might surprise a lot of us. So I'm all for undrafted free agents, or any player at all that doesn't get drafted or get no mind to go in there and ball out, and then look what happens. I mean, Scotty Miller, for example, when we drafted him, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea who Scotty Miller was, so I watched his highlights. And that's when he's catching a touchdown in the NFC Championship game to put us over the top from Tom Brady of all people. That's something he's going to live with the rest of his life. So as far as undrafted free agents, go out there, ball out, get recognized, and make the team and just play your best abilities. And most importantly, be a good teammate. Look out for the
we
team.
do it, not to cut you off, JLo, but we do have a little bit of breaking news in the NFL here. And it seems like the NFL is doing away with the supplementary draft, which supplemental draft, for those unfamiliar, that's where the guys like Josh Gordon came from, and it was coming up here soon. But now Adam Schefter is reporting, JLo, that NFL teams are informed today that there will be no supplemental draft this year in the National Football League. So, hey, that gives UDFAs another chance to kind of go ahead, grab the bag. Not that supplemental draft was used often, but that's just a couple less roster spots on all 32 teams taken. And J-Lo, I guess that kind of goes to question. Yes, it's good for the scouts and families of much needed because, like we said, supplemental draft wasn't used often, but you got to wonder what the idea is or what the NFL, because the NFL only does things when they have a good plan in place. Gotta question what the NFL might have up their sleeve with axing the supplemental draft. What say you?
I'm thinking they're trying to promote the XFL or the UFL. I'm sorry, the UFL. Try to promote the UFL to give guys.
It's something with letters. We know it's something with 3 letters.
Well, understand the other league
UFL,
that
XFL,
Dwayne
whatever it
Johnson
might be.
is running. But the league that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson took over because Bozeman McMahon failed one league. Long story short, to me, you really get see players get taken some in the draft. Probably the one name I can come to mind is Terrell Pryor. I think he went in the supplemental draft when things didn't work out at Ohio State when he left. So, they got a chance to go to the XFL, UFL, whatever, to go showcase. I think they're trying to help promote that as a scout team and all that, because a few players have got picked up recently after the UFL championship game. So that's the way I look at it. I think they're trying to promote the other league, give that league a chance to promote or even help rejuvenate some of these careers of players that didn't make it in the NFL. They struggled, like AJ McCarron, who got drafted, didn't work out, went to the UFL or XFL, whatever, back to the Bengals or wherever he went to, and then he went back to hit the team he loved playing with. So supplemental draft to me is not a big deal to me. I know it sounds mean. I just feel like not many players get taken in supplemental draft.
And we're gonna talk about the top ones that did here in a minute, and kind of if people are looking at JLo and I, what the hell's a supplemental draft? Because it's not a popular thing. It's easy to forget or look over. So here, real quick, the rules on that goes as followed. It's up to the NFL collective bargaining agreement. It's the league's right to say if they want to have a supplemental draft each and every season. This is actually the fourth year out of the past 5 that it has not been held. And say the purpose of it is to be able to draft guys who, for whatever reason, were not draft eligible whenever the draft was held. Nowadays, it's late April, right? So, for instance, Josh Gordon back in the day wasn't draft eligible in April, but he was the time of the supplemental draft. So then you take Josh Gordon in a certain round of the supplemental draft and you forfeit your next year's regular draft pick for that reason. For instance, some names who were taken in the supplemental draft in years past have been Bernie Kosar, Chris Carter, Terrell Pryor, Josh Gordon, and most recently Jalen Thompson by the Arizona Cardinals in the 5th round of the 2019 draft. And Jalen Thompson has had a nice career. He had 4 interceptions last year. So J-Lo, although few and far in between, there are their independent hidden gems throughout the supplemental draft. But I think I tend to agree with you. This is more of a brand building opportunity for the UFL, which is the USFL and XFL merge now. And not only does it benefit those cats, but it also gives NFL scouts and other NFL employees more off time in this short period of off season, right? Because you go from training camp to mini camp, and in between is usually that draft. Now they won't have to do it, as we're joined by Lucky Lucy. Happy Hump Day. BB King says, a very good point. We'll get into that here shortly. Emily claps back saying the pod was better without me. No. It's always great with you, Emily. But J-Lo, kind of put a bow on the supplemental talk before we get to our wrap-up of Latrell.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, if it helps any player that didn't get the chance right away to help, build their brand to go in there. But supplemental draft, to me, not to be disrespectful, I mean,
You're breaking up a little bit, Jay. No, you're good now.
Like I said, you mentioned few names, and can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
I'm saying
you.
is, you mentioned a few names, some of them on the draft that I didn't even know about. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's something. No, I'm just saying is at the end of the day, I mean, they're on at training camp. I mean, they invite these players to come to try out anyway during, rookie OTAs or mini camp to try out anyway. So, some of the draft, it's not a big loss to me. At the end of the day, they'll get their opportunity when the time comes.
Yeah, Chris Carter being taken there is interesting. Bernie Kosar there is interesting. That. Yeah, some of these guys are very interesting. And J-Lo, I'll tell people this. The Buccateers podcast, we were perfect on our mock draft, our mock supplemental draft this year. We went perfect. We didn't miss a pick. That's for sure.
Nope. No, we didn't.
Hey, who know? We won't have to tell people down the road of how we got to a perfect 2024 supplemental mock draft. But J-Lo alongside Tampa Tones here, as we're wrapping up here in a couple minutes, we had the great Latrell Jones on, former Southern Miss standout wide receiver with the Bucs, wears number 85. Julio was his favorite player. Julio wore number 85 with the Bucs, so could be a great sign of things to come for the young buck, no pun intended, Latrell Jones. And we did love having Latrell on the pod. J-Lo, thoughts on Latrell one more time? Just kind of the guy he was to jump on the pod. Awesome stuff there. And then just on the outlook or anything you might want to talk about Latrell Jones-wise here on the Buccateers.
Always appreciate it, when players take their time, especially ones that probably got a busy off season, trying to prep their bodies and get their mind right.
Yeah, we'll try and see if we.
Ready for
J-Lo, your audio is lagging. Your audio is
Cool.
lagging a little bit, brother. So we're gonna see if we could get you back to full steam here in a minute. You're kind of bumbling in and out a little bit, brother. Nothing too bad, but want to make sure you're ready to roll as we do our final words and closeouts and Latrell Jones talk. But Latrell, great guy once again. Impactful guy. Gave us his thoughts on Frank Gore Jr., said how he met the great Frank Gore Sr. He was actually at his graduation, so that's really cool. Latrell talked what it was like to be around Sterling Shepard, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, Liam Cohen, and all that stuff. So really fun stuff with Latrell. J-Lo, I think we have you back at full steam.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're a lot better now. I don't know if you just paid your internet bill or what, but you're good to go, bro. I'm kidding, but you're golden. The floor is yours.
Nature of the business, man. What can I say? But Latrell's got a good opportunity to come here, pit brains, get advice from one of the best receivers we ever known to ever play football in Mike Evans. Not just a Buccaneer, but just a good personality who I think is going to be a good mentor to him. Godwin, too. Godwin, let's not sleep on him. I think he's in time for a big year, contract year for one thing. So it'll be interesting to see how Cohen gets that going for him. But back to Latrell, you know, like I said, if I make it a training camp, I'll be looking out for him. Hopefully he'll remember me. If not, it's no big deal. I get it. A lot of things going through the mind at practice because, practice be intense in the heat. They don't play around. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, and Ravens released a wide receiver Tavion Robinson, played under Liam Cohen at Kentucky last year. I've seen Greg Allman maybe connecting the dots there, but I think the Bucs are happy with where they are at wide receiver right now, especially after bringing in Sterling Shepard and some great UDFAs around like the great Latrell Jones, J-Lo. I don't think we have to, nor I don't think we will add another wide receiver. I think Sterling Shepard was the icing on the cake, and BB King asks, can Godwin regain his explosiveness? I'll go on to say this. I don't know if it's necessarily Chris Godwin as much of lack of an explosion from his behalf as it is as play calling and how they've used him as a wide receiver the past couple of years. Because if you look at Godwin's stats, he still has some explosion behind him. He's 1,000-yard wide receiver in each of the last 2 years. He had a rushing touchdown last year to help ice a late game in the season. I know he hasn't necessarily been quote unquote quite the same Chris Godwin, but last year 12.3 yards per reception. That's his highest since 2021 or 2020 now, the Super Bowl season. So again, I think he had a better year than people thought last year. But since we kind of used him a little differently offensively, J-Lo, I think people kind of got a rap that, hey, he really wasn't the same last year. Although to me, he very much so was. It was more just so a usage problem.
Well, just remember, he helped us win the New Orleans game in New Orleans, which was an important game. Mike Evans went down with an injury. He couldn't finish the game. Chris went in there and helped us steal the game against a division opponent to where if we wouldn't have won that game, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation of where we're at, how far we went in the playoffs. So, to me, Godwin is an important player. I think he's going to have a big year. I'm not going to compare it bigger than mine. It's bigger than anybody. But I feel like he'll get another 1,000 yards. He'll increase his touchdown, ratio from I think only had one last year or two. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Liam Cohen's going to help get Godwin back on track to where he was in 21 when he was on fire. The man went off, and unfortunately, that low tackle, some people call it low blow hit. I was there live. It's hard to tell. To me, it was a tackle, and sadly, Godwin's season ended, which, didn't go the way we wanted to. And you got to remember, coming back from a torn ACL is not the easiest thing. It's tough to come back from. You don't run the same at first, maybe not ever, but to me, I feel like Godwin with Liam Cohen, I think they're a match made in heaven. He's going to use him the way we used him in 21 to slot, to where he's going to open up a lot of plays to where we'll get first downs, to where, who knows, he might even surprise all of us and might have more yardage than Mike, but I'm not going to predict that. The fact is, we all want Chris Godwin to be back to where he was, and I feel like he's getting very, very close, and it's going to happen.
Yeah, and J-Lo, on this hump day, we do have a couple of things to look out for tonight. We do have the NBA draft starting here in 10 minutes or so for those interested. For wrestling fans, there is AEW. There's a plethora of baseball, or you can do the smart thing and rewatch a Latrell Jones interview here on the Buccateers if you did miss it, as we were joined by the great rookie wide receiver Latrell Jones of Southern Miss earlier, now a Buccaneers wide receiver here on the program for more than 25 minutes. So very good stuff there. J-Lo, before we get to our final word, anything on your mind in the land of Bucs, or kind of just, is it your downtime right now as well?
Oh yeah, pretty much downtime. I'm glad I was able to make it to the interview, the show. I always enjoy talking with Buck players or any football players in general that that's trying to make in the NFL or made it to the NFL. I mean, it's been a fun time talking with these players, getting in their brains, see where they're at, getting to know their personality. It's never easy trying to play football as a profession, trying to make it, but you open to talk to fans, that love the game of football. So I'm all for it. And as far as other activities go, our Rays got beat today. It's what it is. Can't win them all, but I think they're
Rays
improving.
and Cubs. I mean, Rays have been doing better. I think they've won 3 series in a row against some good teams as well, right? So they've been at least doing a little better.
Well, I mean, it's looking like they're trying. It's not like they're giving up exactly. I just feel like, they're out to a very bad start, but it is what it is. We still got so much baseball. It's like, 100 and something games. So we'll see how that goes. And as far as NBA draft goes, for people that are into the NBA, I'm not too much into it. Don't care for it that much. But for NBA, you got the NBA draft. I mean, we're talking Buck football. We're getting close to the season. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, we're about maybe a little under a month until training camp comes up.
We're about a month away on the dot from the first preseason game, the Hall of Fame game between the Bears and Texans.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting there. Fans getting closer and closer. For the ones that are going to the training camp that was released the other day, drink plenty of fluids, get a feel for some of the new players and all that. I think that this team is going to do big things. I think we're going to improve our record, and probably I think Baker's going to go all out, bro. I mean, I feel Baker's in the right.
Is he going to bake?
Oh, I mean, I think he's going to do more than bake. I mean, I think he's going to definitely be in the MVP voting. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but he's going to be in the consideration because the way the continuity and what he's doing with this team. I mean, I think I can finally say that we have the face of the franchise as a quarterback in Baker Mayfield. No respect to Tom Brady, because Brady was here for a short time. But to me, I feel like Baker, is going to do big things to where he's going to be more respected than he already is. I feel like he's going to be in the conversation for MVP. And as far as these Atlanta fans go, want to hype about Kirk Cousins, go ahead. It's fine. Hype them up. The Saints, hyping them up, whatever. Carolina, with Danny Boy over there, good luck. I just love the underrated comments that they're throwing at us, saying that, we should fear Atlanta. Atlanta who?
Atlanta who? Who the hell's Atlanta? Who's their quarterback?
Let's just say he's a guy that.
Do they even have a quarterback, or do they have 3?
I don't know, some quarterback that wears number 18, and they drafted a quarterback in the first round, so it makes me question their management, how confident they are in Kirk Cousins. So that's my opinion on Atlanta. I think Gene will go on and say, in honor of Gene, because he hates Atlanta, and the Saints are the Saints, Derek Carr, whatever. I don't care.
BB King says he's calling it. Baker will have the longest run as a Bucs QB ever, and that would be good for the Bucs, J-Lo. That means they find stability. That means they have a young quarterback who's moving forward with the franchise, and for the first time since a Brady or Doug Williams, we could finally say we do then have a franchise quarterback, and that would be Sir Baker Mayfield. As we're moseying our way through the Buccateers, we're tiptoeing, we're slow stepping our way through the off season, and I love the off season because it's the build up, it's the intriguing factors of it that lead up to the important important preseason than the grand cherry on top of the regular season, as we were live with the great Latrell Jones. If you missed it, catch a replay or rewind or do something, because it was incredible. And the young man from Southern Miss is going to be a phenomenal piece for the Bucs in the National Football League. As the number 85 Latrell Jones will be on top before everybody knows it soon. J-Lo, it's already almost an hour, my friend. Time always flies by in the Buccateers. It felt like a throwback today, me and you, and with the great Latrell Jones. You can't beat it, brother. Always a good time. Any final word here for the program, brother?
Final word is we need to have a ring of honor, and I want to hear if we're going to have a creamsicle game or not. They need to quit holding back. Let's get that going. Get the fans excited. Let's go. Remember, Latrell Jones, thank you for coming on. I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for all the fans that tuned in to the show tonight. Like I said, we love y'all guys, and we appreciate it, man. Share us, man. Throw us out there. Share, like, subscribe button, and let's get it going.
And this is cool stuff from my guy Fabricio here, saying all Ecuadorians are Buccaneers. Go Buccaneers, he says in the chat. So I guess, yeah, that's my guy from work, Fabricio. He's a man, but I guess the whole country of Ecuador is Bucs fans. He's declaring it now. We don't have to call the president. We don't have to. We're declaring it here on the Buccateers. If you live in Ecuador, you are a Bucs fan, J-Lo, and that's according to our guy Fabricio, and that's the word we're going to run by.
That's a Bucs fan I like. Hey, we're all for it, man. International love, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're probably the biggest international team out there, because we were in London so many damn times, then we debuted in Germany. So we love our international love, and we love our love for Bucs players as well with Latrell Jones. And if you guys missed it last Thursday, we were joined by Buccaneers defensive lineman CJ Brewer. That's available on Apple, Spotify, Google, and so much more. This episode with Latrell Jones, rookie wide receiver for your Buccaneers, will be on Apple, Spotify, Google, or more, as we love Fabricio as well. He says, love you guys. But J-Lo, that was incredible. Latrell Jones is a very, very good supporting cast here on the Buccateers. We're going to be rooting for him. We're going to be watching for him. We're going to be showering him with our love and goodwill through the preseason. And I know he'll make it, J-Lo. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I mean, his attitude. I watch his highlight tape. Like my teenage daughter said, is that Sonic out there? So hey, give me a Sonic the Hedgehog out there making plays, baby. Go Bucs.
Yeah, maybe Sonic the Hedgehog will have a Latrell Jones jersey before too long. As BB King says, the world loves the Bucs. Yes, we do. Fire the damn cannons. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Tones Decker off here alongside J-Lo. And that is Latrell Jones making his way into the touchdown. Latrell, you are ridiculous. You are the man. Bucs win. Bucs win their preseason opener on the heels of a Latrell Jones touchdown. J-Lo, it was awesome talking with you, but more importantly, great guest, new friend of the show's, future guest as well, Latrell Jones, wide receiver. Another day on the Buccateers, another player, brother. This is getting fun.
Absolutely, man. Stay blessed, man. Be safe out there. Go Bucs.
Go Bucs, brother. You enjoy your hump day. I'll talk to you soon, my man.
Yes, sir.
Fire the... game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. I played with Brock, and anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buck fans were there too.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat
It looks like
Donovan.
Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.